Hi, this is part 2. Me continue building small heated open face shed on wheels in backyard. Here you go. Hope you guys like it. So I will never pitch something to you guys that I know is trash, but I think it's pretty fair to say I'm more excited about some sponsors than others. I think that's fair. So what an absolute blessing it is when I get to pay my bills for the month while telling you guys about something that has legitimately increased my quality of life drastically. And that would be this beautiful adjustable standing desk from FlexiSpot, the E7 Plus. I really don't talk about it on the channel, but I have suffered and struggled with lower back and hip pain for probably 8 years at this point. It affects really every aspect of my life because it prevents me from sleeping. And one of the things that really exacerbates it is sitting for long periods of time, which I have done since the beginning of my YouTube career. But it all kind of came to a head about a week and a half ago. I again couldn't sleep, had really bad back pain, so I came up here to get some work done. Sat down in my regular office chair at my old desk and I edited for like maybe an hour. I stood up and it was like, whoa, that's different. I hobbled over downstairs. When by the time I got to the bottom of the stairs, I could barely walk. I went to the bathroom, I hunched over the sink, and I couldn't walk for 2 days. 31 years old, 2 kids, wife, can't walk. Quite the wake-up call that you can't just ignore problems forever, especially as you get older. So by the 3rd day, I could stand at least, but sitting was still excruciating. I call it divine providence, you call it whatever you want, but we had actually just received this desk 2 weeks earlier, I think it was. We weren't due to go live with them for like another month, so it was still all boxed up, but I called a friend over. He graciously put it together, appreciate you, Smith. Pretty much immediately, I'm like, this is a game changer. Because not only am I recovering really quickly, because I'm not sitting for 8 hours a day trying to recover from sitting for 8 hours a day, but my baseline back pain, specifically when I'm trying to sleep, has gotten so much better. So if that pain sounds familiar to you, or if it sounds like something you'd be very interested in never going through yourself, at least do yourself a favor and check out a standing desk. I personally could not recommend one more than the E7 Plus. It's not just the one that I have, it's legitimately one of the best ones on the market in terms of the quality and the price point. 440 pounds of lifting capacity, 540 of static load bearing. Obviously way more than you're ever gonna actually need, but it's just to say that you're never gonna like accidentally overload the thing and damage the table. And if you did somehow, 15-year warranty. Oh! Should not have done that. I've only ever had this one, but apparently standing desks have a bit of a reputation for being wobbly, especially the adjustable ones. This one I would say is just as stable as like a pretty normal, well-built table. It's not like it's magic or something. You can get it to scooch or like wiggle it a little bit, but it's not remotely what you would refer to as like some wobbly standing desk. It's very stable. Nice little USB charging port in the side of the control panel. Obviously great for your phone, but I like using it for my camera batteries and microphones. And guys, the competitors for the E7 Plus are about $1,000. E7 Plus is $500. Come on, guys. And they're having a big old sale. Use my code YTE7P50. Pretty catchy. $50 off of an already like pretty much half-price table. Come on. Oh, what an absurd deal for you to pass up. Just don't even think about it. All the links in the description. Thank you very much, FlexiSpot, for sponsoring the video and for saving my back. Now let's get back to it. All right, I only got a couple hours to work on this thing before it starts raining. There's like severe storm warnings tonight, so I gotta get these walls on and then get the tarp back on. It's kind of embarrassing, but I've actually been pretty intimidated about getting these walls on. I hope you guys can sort of see. I have a little bit of experience with like decking and stud walls, but I've never done any kind of siding. And just that fact, I don't know, just intimidates me a lot for some reason. Maybe it's this weird thing that I have where I always want to practice stuff in secret so no one can see me be bad at it, and then I'll just like show up and I'm really good at stuff. Everybody goes, wow, you're so naturally talented. No, I'm just very insecure. All right, I'd say it's high time I commit to attaching the top to the bottom. Remember in the last video how I put the bracing on the back? Look at the difference in the stability. It's braced this way, but not this way yet, so watch this.
Wow. Did you see it?
It's 2 little 2x4s, all that difference. People made a pretty good point though that I'm really gonna get all the bracing that I need when I put the siding on. And honestly, the siding is a nice right angle that I can use to plumb it too, as in perfectly up and down. I'm not putting plumbing in this thing. Then I would never have to go inside. Nah, I'll just use a bucket. I gotta be pretty careful still. My back is like maybe 90%. Honestly, I probably shouldn't be doing this right now, but sponsor's got a deadline. Wouldn't that be funny? The sponsor that fixes my back breaks my back with a deadline. Luckily, this is a lot lighter than I remember it. Wow, that changes things. All right, day 1 of wishing I owned a nail gun. That actually didn't take long. That was like 10 minutes. All right, I gotta test the sturdiness real quick. Yeah, that ain't going anywhere. 54 and 54. Nice, the framer did a good job with that. Let's hope the siding guy doesn't waste his effort. Let's see if they were right. Oh yeah, no wiggle whatsoever. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I can finish the back wall with these 2 shorter pieces, but I'm gonna need this particular piece of, what do they call it, flashing? I'm gonna go grab that right now. I treated myself to a hammer. You ever just go nuts and treat yourself to a hammer? All right, so here's what the flashing looks like. You can see the rain will just pour straight down. It can't go in between the boards. My question is, do I bring this all the way to the edge right here? Because you still got to put the corner piece on the outside. Seems like that would kind of create an opening. I got to look this up. I couldn't find a good answer online, so I just got a piece of siding that goes up to the top. Next up is to attach those 2 outer joists. You can see I screwed a little piece of wood underneath the fascia. It's a word that I learned since the last video, to use as a helping hand to hold up the one end of the joist while I screw in this end, and then I, run over and do the other end. You saw I was using clamps for this in the last video because of the angle. It required it to be like held flat onto the joists. But for this angle, a little piece of wood works just fine. So next up is to get rid of this little excess siding sticking out of the front. I'm gonna use a big long Sawzall blade for this. And then I'm gonna get some supports inside that outermost joist. I'm gonna use some shorter screws on these so I don't split the supports. These short screws just don't bite like the long ones though. See how much longer the smooth part of the shank is on the long one than the short one? By the time we fully seat the short one, we still got all these threads right here inside of the 2x4. And those threads are just really passing through. There's nothing really squeezing the 2x4s together. It's when you can get those threads to pass all the way through the first 2x4 and just have the smooth shank inside the first one that the head can actually engage and pull that first 2x4 flat up against that one. These short ones, I guess, are more for like screwing plywood down onto something. All right, as if I wasn't intimidated enough by siding, I guess I'm doing roofing now. I think my truck bed should make a nice little camera stand here. Now that we have the OSB up here, this is the moment where I really have to lock in and get some waterproofing stuff up here. Like, I can't just stop at this point, because if it were to start snowing or raining or something, it could do a lot of damage to the OSB. So it's time to lock in, I guess. That is loud as frick. I literally hear it echoing through the whole entire neighborhood. Of course. Did I mention I'm not a roofer? I can use some freaking knee pads, bro. This sucks. Well, that's frustrating. But on the bright side, Get a little preview. Ooh. Talk about a man cave, huh? I could get used to this. I almost don't want to install a window. I actually really like how cave-ish it is. I know I should for safety because I was going to put it on this wall right here so I could see people if they're walking up on the side, but it's very relaxing. Here's a little tiki of the snow on the roof. This is nice. Oh my gosh, my truck bed is an ice rink right now. So it's 3 days later, it snowed and then it rained and then it snowed and now it's 3 degrees. I feel completely vindicated for what I said in my last Patreon video. Spring is the worst season. Alright, I guess my camera just decided that was a pretty good time to stop filming. I disagree, but you know, who am I to argue? Yeah, looks good. And then once we get all the trim on, that's when we have our full length and width of the roof, so we can finally start doing all the waterproofing stuff like the tar paper. Or I'm using felt, but that and the shingles. What the heck? What the heck? I went ahead and paid extra for the good nails. For good nails, these things are pretty bad. Try one more in that spot. I'm gonna use one of the bad nails. They're pretty good. Nice. These good nails are killing me. Now this is the felt. It's just this big roll of this kind of water resistant barrier that you put down first before the shingles. I'm so glad I saw videos of people doing this beforehand because I totally would have taken this whole entire roll up there and been like wrestling it up on the roof. But it's much better to cut multiple strips of the full length that you need and then roll them up and bring them up individually. And man, this stuff is so cheap too. It was like 20 bucks for 144 feet of it. Got way more than enough left over to do some more projects. I got these plastic cap nails for the felt. Even just a little light tap on the finger really kills. Can't imagine like walloping your finger. All right, now I have to review the video that I'm getting all of my information from.
Cut off the excess and we're ready to move on to installing the drip edge.
Okay, so he cuts it flush with the trim. Now just all the shingles. Actually, I'm doing the drip edge first, and I just realized the first way that I really messed up. I put these way too close to the edge because the drip edge has to tuck underneath the felt, and it's like 2 inches long. I'm gonna have to pop these bottom ones out. Nice. All right, here's how I'm gonna seal it. Nice long piece of Gorilla Tape. One layer over. Tuck it under. Hopefully that's adequate. And guys, I really do apologize if you're getting bored of this camera angle. I just am not confident having my my tripod up on the roof, and I can only really get a shot of the roof from the bed of my truck. It's not totally ideal, but it's what I got. I definitely got to link you guys to the video that I learned literally all of this from. It's been so helpful. I would have absolutely no clue what to do if it weren't for this guy. I'd be so lost. So I flush that end with the edge of the roof, and I come over here, make a little snip right there. Now the one on the side here goes on top of the felt, and the other one slips underneath. Ah, very nice. Now just nails, nails, nails. Okay, that was actually pretty quick. I think I did it right too, which is a bonus. I don't know how much light I have left. Is it even worth it to start with the shingles? Ah, nice new camera angle. Hi, future Eli here to tell you that you actually should not precariously perch your $2,000 camera 9 feet in the air on a table made of OSB and sawhorses on a windy day. As good of an idea as that sounds in the moment.
Before we start installing the shingles, we need to install a starting strip.
Oh my gosh, how did I almost forget that? Ooh, I would have been so mad. I would have been screaming. I've never, obviously, I've never messed with this stuff before. I thought this stuff was gonna be sticky, but it's not. The sticky part's under here though. Or not? Weird. Maybe it's too cold to be sticky right now. I guess that kind of makes sense. Once the sun comes out and it really bakes this thing, I bet it melts this stuff. I'm gonna look this up because it really seemed like the stuff was sticky whenever I see other people using it. If it is cold, the adhesive will be hard and brittle. Check, check. Well, I can't really imagine I'm the first guy to ever install a roof while it was cold. So against my better judgment, I'm just gonna go ahead and get it done. I'm putting this on with the plastic still underneath. I wonder if it'll tear out. I did it again. Now I must cut. I don't know if it needs to be said, but if you guys are looking to learn like the real details of what I'm doing here and you feel like I'm not being in-depth enough, please do just check out the video from the guy who actually knows what he's talking about. Holy smokes. There's plastic on each individual shingle. Oh, do not remove. Just kidding. I wonder why. Why would you not remove that? Gosh. These shingles just eat blades. You're kidding me. The whole entire frame here is just smashed over. I can't believe the lens didn't break either. I thought it was the end of an era. I've had this camera for probably 10 years. I think I learned my lesson. I don't really have the equipment to be filming the roof from the outside like that. So better late than never, I guess, but I just remembered that I own an action cam. It is apparently supposed to snow again later, so, you know, hopeful me, I was thinking I might be able to just like slowly roll the tarp back as I was working. It's just so dang windy. I don't think that's really gonna happen. So at this point, all this hunched over action cam shingling footage is not just nauseating, it's also pretty redundant. So I'm just gonna go ahead and save you guys a little bit of time and we're just gonna skip to the end. The last shingle. Also, the sun came out finally. It's actually absurd how much easier this stuff is to cut when it's just a little bit warm out. That's definitely short. It's been a rough day. Yeah, this is, I can't do this. I can't leave it like that. After everything I've done, I can't just leave it like that. That's disappointing. I thought I was freaking done. Ugh. So typically the move at this point would be to drive around angrily for an hour, spending money trying to make my problem go away. But I took a different approach this time. I called it a night, I prayed about it, I spent a nice relaxing night with my family, and this ended up being the move because I could go into the next day completely refreshed and those quick and sloppy solutions that I had filling my mind the day before just got completely replaced by something a lot better. The answer came to me in a vision last night. I think I figured it out. And could there be a nicer day to figure it out? Don't get me wrong, spring still sucks. It's probably gonna be a blizzard tomorrow or something, but it has its moments. So I'm gonna cut along this line. I'm gonna leave intact the sure nail with the shingles, and I'm just gonna run this sure nail right up to the edge of the trim, and wherever this lands, that's where it lands. I don't have time to worry about it. Yeah, that's not bad. Dare I say that almost looks like something. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the shingles. Little farewell gift from the devil. I landed it right on another nail. And after only way more time than I was expecting or hoping, we finally have a roof. A real live roof. That's right, guys. I can stop messing with the tarp. Any roofers in the comment section, let me know how I did. Unless it's bad, then don't tell me. Well, it's looking like that is the completed second part. I'm really gonna try to limit it to 3 videos, but you know how I am with guessing these things. I'm not gonna leave the walls beige though. I don't think it's a very good match for the iron trim and the gray roof. Give me your opinion. What color do you think I should paint it? I want to avoid black though. I don't want this thing to be a pressure cooker in the summer. I appreciate you guys for sticking around, even though as I keep on saying, it's not really my usual content. I'm having a lot of fun making this thing on the days when I'm having fun, but that's gonna be all I got for today. Thank you very much for watching. Talk to you later.